Okay, it is Thursday, September 9th, 2021, and I'm going to do my recap. It was a good day on paper, bad day in reality. I mean, not bad. Obviously, I made money, but not as good as I should have performed. Another day, yesterday was a disaster. I lost 3,200 bucks, absolute disaster. A total of 0 out of 12 for my grade. Total absolute fucking disaster what I did yesterday. But again, coming back from vacation and just not being in sync. I had warning signs, right? I did have warning signs of what was coming. Um, if you take a look, since August, right? You take a look at the calendar. The last few days, I made 35 bucks. I made 69, and this day, I was up. Then I gave back a lot of money, and I came back. So there were early warning signs that I was just not doing well. Right? It's a big shame because this put me a few steps behind. It affected my profit factor, which was like 215, 220. Now it's only 170. Just not good. And today, another mixture of a day because in the first 10 minutes I was up 1,500 bucks, and then I gave it all back to plus 37, and then I had to work myself up to making money again. And it seems like it's a pattern that's been happening these past few days, right? It's this day I was up 800 bucks. I was up 1,000 bucks in the first 4 minutes, and then I gave it all back. Same thing happened here. I was up not that much. I was up 500 bucks in the first 4 minutes, and then I gave it all back. And I gave it back almost to having lost 2,500 bucks. And yesterday was a big mess because I could have walked away with a $1,200 loss, and instead here, I took a short here, and I could have covered at the lower day. Instead, I let it all the way up until here in coin. So just like really, really, really bad mistakes, really, really bad mistakes, and so my grade is a 0. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to do my recap, and then I'm going to start doing on demand again, getting back in the zone. It's no coincidence that I went 15 days straight making money, right? Okay, these past couple of days these past days I was on vacation and yada yada, but here I was able to put together like $10,000 or so in these 5 days, in these 10 days. So it's no coincidence. I just have to stick to my rules, stick to my game plan, and it hurts a little bit because I didn't listen to any of my rules, especially this one. Max drawdown for the day is 1,500, and this is the most important one. If I would have just lost the $1,500, had that $15 loss day, I would have come back today, and not big deal. I have it. I've made the money back again, but instead I kept trading, and that really fucked me up. And got me double down, just double the loser. So now, I'm having a little bit of a losing month. Not a big deal. I'm only down 700 bucks. Hopefully, we can make it back tomorrow. Yeah, but then I really don't like this. I don't like that tag breakdown. Playbook 11, battle playbook 3, no playbook 1. Okay, so it's not that bad, but the thing is no stop in place. Two trades with no stop in place, which is very bad. And then the main one is having disobeyed the main rule, which has 4 points, which is every trade has a stop loss, and then this one, max round for the day is 1,500. So this only comes into play if I lose 1,500. And again, there's days that I'm gonna lose money. I have to accept it, and it always happens. I always come down with a bang after a long winning streak, right? I mean, if we go back to November, I think it's the same. But I had a 10-day winning streak, and then I came down with 2,000 bucks, right? I had another three awesome winning days, and then I lost another 2K. So behaviors that are just hampering me and keeping me from pushing more, making more money. So I really have to step away. I'm almost approaching this first year of trading, right? Of actively trading. I mean, I've already approached it. I've been trading since September last year, but really getting into the groove and into my trading patterns and more or less how I want to structure my trading. It's been only 10 months, so it's about fucking time that I get it ready. So I'm up 62,000 bucks for the year. Not much. Hopefully, I can get to 70, 80. I mean, 70K. It's most likely I'm gonna get there. Hopefully, I can get to 80K. But you see, like these things, like my largest loser is twice my average winner. All these things are just hampering, just not letting me move forward and get to the potential that I want to get. So I made a really good adjustment for the month of August, and you can really show it here after this debacle also in July. Again, because of these things, because of these 3 days, these 4 days, I was up 6,500 bucks until this point, and then I gave it all back like an idiot. So the sooner I realize, the sooner I get out of my frustration, not soon, I'm already doing it, but again, I'm already doing it up until yesterday, right? But yesterday, a small hiccup, and to, step in the right direction, realizing, getting back into the money today, although I did screw up again, but. Alright, so what did I do today? So my first trade was NIO. First trade of the day. So yeah, I got into NIO at 37.97. I went short 3,000 shares. So this was for the break of okay then. There you see. It's for a reason that I do that. It's for a fucking reason. Okay, so I went short 37.97 for the break of the daily open. So why did I like this trade? Well, it's not really a playbook. I mean, it is a playbook in the sense that it's a setup of a 1 minute opening range breakdown. But it's not between any of the levels of the Camarilla pivot points that I like, right? But I went short 3,000 shares, 37.97, 30.96, and I covered. I mean, it would have been good to cover at 37.7. I mean, yeah, I covered when I could, honestly, almost at the lows, right? Um, 37.71, and my other exit was 37.80. Was it? I guess so. I mean, let's take a look. 37.71 and 37.80. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay. So I just took a small partial. Got it. So what happened is I just took a small partial at 37.71, and then I exited the rest at 37.80. So, I would have liked to see more move to the downside, but I also took it because I knew L4 was a bit far away, right? So I knew it was a little bit of a drag, a little bit of asking too much of the stock for it to go all the way down, right? And especially I saw this hammer there, big sign that I wanted to pull back, right? So I covered there, I made 562 bucks to start the day, right? Second trade was a really good trade in JD. This is a playbook setup. This is below L5 long, a daily open breakout, and let's put it also was like a sympathy play with Billy, right? So the only problem is I didn't let it run enough, So I definitely exited way too early, right? So that is my mistake. So I saw Billy. I was looking at Billy too, and Billy just spiked up here. So I really saw it. This beautiful hammer. Comes down, holds, and then it really starts gapping up. This would have been a really really nice stock to enter. But I got into JD on the sympathy play, right? So and again, like beautiful hammer, right? So I got in at 78.95, so right before the break of 80, I guess right before the break of high a day, and I got out too early. I mean, there's no excuses. I got out at 79.28, so really, really, really early. My preferred entry would have been here at the daily open, but my target should have been at least 79.40. I don't know why I got out too early. I guess I wanted to take the profit. Just not good trading, right? This thing ended up coming all the way, and I did trade it again with higher size. I went in here with 2K shares, and I profited right at the high, and then I got in again, and I chickened out for a break even almost trade, which it's a shame because I would have made another decent profit, right? So that was a bummer. And then so I was up at this point. I was up, $1,000. I was up a little bit more. Was I up $1,000? I thought, yeah, I was up like $1,000, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I was up like 1,000. What did I say? I got up to 1,500. Not sure. So whatever. Then I went into MARA, and this is where things started to get screwed up, right? So I went short MARA. Why did I go short MARA? I mean, it's an R3, R4 open trade, and I was also looking for a sympathy play in Riot, right? So it was somewhat justified. Not the best trade to be honest, but it was justified. And look here, this is really good because I went short at 38.74 and 9.37. So right over here, why did I go short there? Because if you take a look at Riot at 9.37, this thing was it had already come down, below the daily open, and it was holding, the daily open level, and I really wanted to see a little bit more downside move. So I thought that maybe MARA was going to follow. Obviously, that didn't happen, and I got out. Okay, that's why I got out at 38.80 pretty easily, and because I saw I didn't really like it, so I got out at break even, and yeah, so that's what happened, and then I went in again with 1,500. Then I go in with 3,000 shares, right? So I went in again with 3,000 shares short NIO one more time for the retest of this. So I saw the previous day close, couldn't hold. So I went short at 940. So right over here at 37.80. So I went short right over here. Previous day close forming a lower high, and the previous day close couldn't break. Daily open couldn't hold. So I went short one more time, and I covered around here 31. I covered at 72. So I really couldn't make much money again. I had the sense level two was holding, pre-market low around here, a lot of support. So I covered, right. It would have been a good long at this point. Maybe a little bit here would have been a good long. Here would have been a good long, right? But I didn't take it, man. Whatever. So yeah. So then what happened is I went short of Riot. And this is where the thing really started to get messed up. So it is a good setup here on the 5 minute, especially. And again, it's an R3 to R4 setup where R4 is the rejection. This is a playbook setup that I have. The problem is that it didn't work out, and it didn't work out, and probably I should have exited earlier a little bit, I guess. I mean, the fact of the matter is, okay, I went short 1,500 shares at 30.96 and 9.46. So okay, it was a late entry. So my entry should have been at 31.10. Instead, I got a really really bad fill at 30.96. And then these two candles. Every time you see these two, when it's getting bought up here, it's never a good sign. So I got out. I got stopped out. On 9 at 50. So at this candle at 31.20, I put my stop loss 31.22. It seems. Why did I put it at 31.22? I'm not really sure why. Maybe because it was above VWAP. That was my stop loss. Maybe it was above this level. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you why my stop loss was 31.22. But that put me in a nasty that was a nasty illusion. That was $390. And then to make matters worse, I don't fucking know why I went long Riot. Mara with a perfect 5 minute setup. A perfect 5 minute setup. It's above R4, and I don't know why the hell I went short. Makes no sense whatsoever. And this is where I started really screwing up, So I went short at 38.74, got out at 39.08, and then again I went so I went short 38.74 at 9.53. So here there's no reason why I should have gone long. Right in this candle, there's no reason why. It holds perfectly the 5 minute, and this is picture perfect breakout. And then I went long, because I saw that the pattern was gonna go up, and then I got stopped out at 39.01. So again, like I guess I wasn't really willing to take the whole loss, and being down for the day, just bad to be honest, just bad. And then to make matters even worse, I went long AMC, which at the end I was right in the trade, but at that moment I wasn't. So I went long around here. I just could see for some reason, bounced off of L4 here, and I could just see the support. I could just see the buyers on the tape. I could just see everything. So I went short too early. I went short at 10:07, 10:07. So right over here, and I got stopped out in this candle for a nasty $500 loss. For a nasty $500 loss right there. So that put me up $37 for the day. So from up 1,500, almost 1,600, to up 37, and these series of bad trades going to reversal, yada yada, just not good. What happened later is that I went long JD. Where did I go long JD? So right over here at 10:17, I was patient and I went long 2,000 shares. I saw this hammer and I'm like, dude, this thing is gonna come up. Billy was coming up too at 10:18, was just ripping up. So I went long. I got out right over here at 69. So that was great. At 65, that was a really good trade. And then I went long again at 59, and I got out at 69. So just bad. And then one last time I went AMC. I went AMC long, 46.43, right above the daily open here, and I did a partial out at 46.75. I mean, I guess 1 minute later, right? Could have let it play out a little bit more, but hey, I mean, this thing went grinded up the whole day, right? So, not a great day. Good day in terms of, I mean, okay day in terms of P&L, but not a good day in terms of everything. Just not good. Not good at all. I mean, I cannot believe it's already September, man. God damn it. It's crazy how time flies. Profit factor today, 2.08. Okay, alright, it's something. Double winner, double loser, but that's the thing. That's what happens when you have fucking stop losses in place. You know, that's what really happens when you have stop losses in place. It's exactly that. SPRT had a stop loss. Okay, I lost the money there. That was that happens. That's gonna happen. That is gonna happen. SPRT today really it did come up, and did have an update. Yesterday wasn't the day. It was an R3 to R4 setup too. Just didn't work out. But then coin was a big mess here. You see, here the stop loss should have been $500. Instead, I ended up losing 1,000, but I was almost gonna lose 2,300. So again, like every trade has to have a stop loss, man. Every fucking trade. So coming to the realization, going to warm up again. Getting familiar with the patterns, getting familiar with the strategies, getting familiar with hitting the trigger, getting familiar with the mindset. So I'm gonna go on demand, drill, practice a little bit more, and get my shit together. Basically, I'm not gonna lie, get my shit together again, and that's it. So that's the recap. Hopefully I can make another. I can, I can do it. I can string. I should. A good trader does make, you know, does have 5, 6, 10 day of winning, of making money every time. Especially if you take your patterns, take your trades, take your strategies, and really maximize it. Put your stop losses. That's what I have to do. Coin yesterday was a mess. I shouldn't have. The same as MARA. Like, what am I doing trading this? It's going against the trend. I have to just take fucking trend trades. Riot was a good trade. Riot was a good R3 to R4. This does make sense. R4. Then here, this is the stocks that I should have. This is the shorts that I should have taken. Close to R4. That would have made much more sense. Over here, boom, R4 short, bang, R4 short, bang. You know, that makes much more sense. Even here, though, I mean, you see, like, this is like such a bullish sign. When you have these two candles coming up like that, such a bullish sign. Then the same thing with MRA. Like, why did I exit here? I guess because I was already losing money. But I exited this just to get into AMC. This is not a playbook setup, you know. Although I could see the buyers coming up, maybe, you know, what I did was a playbook setup is wait for this daily open breakout and the hold. That is a playbook setup, not over here. Why take the chance of really just screwing up like that, you know? I'm going against the trend. It just made a lower high over here and it's coming down. Why go long? Wait for it to show itself, you know? That's what happened here. The same with JD, you know, perfect setup. Just waiting for the moment, you know. Over here it holds, it'll hold over here, perfect hold and hammer, boom, spikes up, you know, breaks out. And again, I should have waited here because this was obvious that this was gonna happen, you know. This double, you know, a little bit like that happens a lot, you know. You see a little bit of again here, you know, a little bit of price discovery, price, you know, loading up, and then it breaks out. Again, the same here, and then it breaks out. So yeah, man, I'm gonna archive these trades, these setups, and then that's it. I'm gonna go on demand for a couple of hours, put some music on, chill, and have a good time with it. You know. Saying Billy was beautiful, right? Billy was beautiful. Could have taken it too, to be honest. Over here, yeah, I took JD here. Should have taken Billy too. Picture perfect, you know, playbook setup. Picture perfect. Beautiful hammer, also red hammer, beautiful hammer, grinding all the way up. That's the type of trade that you want to see, you know? That is really the type of trade that you want to see. So yeah, that's my recap. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.